Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel in a Class B Fixed Series race here at Richmond Speedway for week 11. Gonna go out for
Exit is
qualifying.
clear. We have 2
Unfortunately,
laps
we
to get
are
the
in
job
probably
done.
one of the worst spots I could be in for myself. We are the number one car and we just got split, so I'm still struggling to find speed around this place. It's just a matter of getting into the corners fast enough that I don't over-rotate, but not so slow that I'm killing on my momentum, and then obviously getting on the throttle smooth enough to get off the corners. So we're going to go out, put our 2 qualifying laps in, then we're going to stay out here and try to just keep getting more laps, see if we can, if I can try to learn something to find some sort of pace for the race itself, because as the number 1 car, I'm really going to have to finish in the top, probably 5 or 6 to gain any iRating of significance. So maybe with it being, split like this, we might have better pace, but I still doubt we're going to be real quick at all. So the only hope we're going to have is that a lot of people lose it off of 2 and 4, and we can try to keep it clean and avoid any of that, run better. Enjoy short tracks. There's a lot similar to kind of, I guess, like Nashville in a way, but it's not. Kind of lends itself to Iowa in a sense in the ARCA car. It's real slick, real easy to light tires up, kill the rears off the corners, and then just constantly be spinning. But it's also easy to drive in too hard and destroy the right front. So, unfortunately, I'm not real consistent yet at it. Still trying to find my braking points, how much brake pressure I want to use. Trying to not drive in any faster than I need to, carry enough momentum, but not really slide the tires kind of like I did there. I don't really want to feel like the car's, kind of snapping and sliding around. I really want to feel like it's rolling, and rotating that way rather than just a skid slide type thing. So it's a big work in progress for me. It's going to be real tough to try to drive as clean as I can, but we're going to try to put as many laps right now as I can just to see what I can learn. It'll be 60 laps in total. If it does happen to go green a long way, then tire wear may or may not come into play. Hopefully, if we have the pace, that's the case, and we can try to do better than everybody and save tires. If not, hopefully it's a matter of us just being able to avoid the wrecks. Would love to get a top 5 out of this, especially seeing as how we're still sitting in second right now. Don't know how far we are off of pole sitters. We'll go check that in a little bit, but would love to finally get a good finish, even if this is a lower split, and still do it with incident free and continuing to build the safety rating up. So probably after this won't run a ton more races for the rest of the week, maybe another 2 or 3 or so. Just kind of got to see how the schedule allows and what I feel like running. Just thinking about running an open setup one. Not sure if I want to run late model open at Martinsville, if I want to run SK at Iowa. That one doesn't intrigue me quite as much because I feel like that's just going to be an all-out draft fest, and it might be tougher. But Martinsville possibly. We'll see. They had a bit of a rough race last one in the fixed series, but open may go better, especially if I can try to find a setup that works and can try to find a nice gap and pull away people. But we'll see. Haven't decided yet what I want to do. See, that lap lost a lot of time. I feel like I was not focusing on the braking points really. That one probably were on the brake a little too long, slid the car a little too much into the corner, so I'll pull it off now. Looks like we haven't moved, so we may start P2, which is going to be a bit rough on the outside, but we'll just try to make most of it out we can. You can see we actually tied the 5 car down to the thousandths of a second, so I guess I wish I would have been 1,000 slower so we could have been on the inside, got a little better of a start, about half a tenth off the leader. So
That's the end of the session. P2.
hopefully with about 2/3 of the field turning in times, looks like there's a pretty big speed difference. We'll be able to try to pull away. We've got 1/10 and a half back to 5th, not quite 3/4 of a tenth or so back to 5th. So hopefully we can try to do that. I probably could have got a little more speed. I was running 16:1 steering ratio in there. I know you know, 12-1 or 14-1 probably would be a bit faster, but I feel like the 16 for me is just a little more controllable, especially when we get the slides, and I think it's better for me to learn how to save the tires on that than it is the other way around. So gonna pull up session best lap, gonna fire up the car, get ready to go. Still waiting on quite a few cars to grid, but again, 60 laps. Hopefully we can have pace and try to run all green if possible. Otherwise, let's just try to, hopefully I can avoid as many of the people that are going to lose it, and hopefully I am not one of them, because it is very likely that I could easily lose it out of 2 or 4. Typically, if I'm going to lose it out of a corner, it's going to be more likely out of 4 than it is 2. 2, I have the issue of getting on the throttle a little too early, releasing the steering deflection coming out of the corner, and drilling the wall with either the right front or trying to catch it, turn a little too much, and then get it with the right rear. But my bigger issue actually on cold tires is coming into turn 1 way too hot and just losing it on the entry that way. So that's going to be my biggest thing. If everybody behind us is not pushing it crazy hard, I may try to take it a little bit easier and just kind of first few laps just ease it into 1 and heat the tires up, get the temps up, get the pressures up a little bit, and then feel a little more comfortable with the car underneath me. We will probably just concede the positions of the 6. Honestly, I don't see any reason to run them that hard. I think it'd be better to try to get in front of the 5 and 4,
Fahrenheit.
get down in line and be second, and just kind of follow behind him than it would be to try to run the 6 on the outside where tires up and possibly lose it. So not sure second or third gear start, haven't decided yet. I'm gonna uncheck the fuel. We've got 2 sets of tires. Would expect again cautions anywhere after probably about 20. We'd be considering coming in. It's gonna be really hard with my FOV because of single monitor to gauge when the 6 is gonna go, especially if they're gonna try to do it coming out of 4 like they should. We're probably gonna lose a lot of time that way, and I'm willing to bet probably fall to 5th or 6th off the start. It's just really hard to try to gauge when to start on a single monitor. Eventually, if I get a little bit of a different setup, monitor arm or something, I might be able to get a little bit closer to my face and try to increase the FOV a little bit, but that's still only going to give me so much view out of the side and make it pretty tough. So thinking we might actually start in second. Doesn't seem too bad. Hopefully we can just get on the throttle and not spin tires too much. Try to get as much torque as we can without lighting it up too much to get away from the 4. Try to see if we can jump the 5, although the 5 is going to have an absolute massive advantage over us, being able to start directly behind the 6 instead of ahead. Just going to lay back a little bit so that way if the 6 tries to check up a little bit, we don't end up in front of them and having issues.
Okay, Jake, are you ready? Watch for the lights.
6 is going. It was actually about the best start we could get. We were able to clear the 5 and the 4. So taking the unpreferred line way too tight into the corner, but just going to try to get my way through. See if we can get off the corner. 4 kind of comes off the wall down in front of the 5. So that was probably about the best start I was going to get, and we've got a caution already. So hopefully I don't show you guys something that is eye-pacing, but we're just going to see what happens. So fortunately, we're going to start on the outside again, so we're going to have to keep doing this. It might actually be beneficial to, if we're going to keep having cautions like this, it may or may not be beneficial to give up second and be third so that I can start behind the 6. Looks like the 11 might have had a problem. I don't know, I didn't see any smoke from behind, so 11's the only car that's just in front of the leader behind the pace car, so my only guess is he had issues. I don't see any damage on his rear end, but it's possible that he had problems. So frustrating we can't even get a full lap in. I know this combination can be very tough, but it sucks that we have this kind of stuff happen. So although I can't complain because I very easily could have done it when I was in practice, it was it was pretty tough for me to get around You know, I think the only car combination I've driven on here that I think's any tougher, Arca, I think could be a little bit tougher. But I think these two are pretty close to each other, so
yellow. It's all
I
right.
completely understand with people having problem. Bright side is it's keeping us in the top 5, which is nice, and keeping us incident free, which is also nice. So hopefully this whole race is not going to be like this, and I don't feel terrible showing you guys this video if it's just nothing but caution laps. Would like to try to get going, get a long run in, and be able to feel the car out, be able to get pressures and temps built up in the tires, feel comfortable, and try to see where we actually stack up. Not sure if we're actually going to be able to be any faster than the 6, but at least like the shot to try to see if we can. Still thinking of the 4. I think the 4 was a little bit quicker than the 5, was a little bit more aggressive, so if he wants to be that aggressive off the start, we may actually let him by if we think we can get down in front of the 5 behind the 4. I may do that to move us into 3rd, so that way if, again, if we're going to keep having cautions like this, then we can try to just restart on the inside and have a little bit of a better time going through the corners, so we don't run the risk of getting freight train quite so much. So got 2 to go. We'll be coming to get the green flag on lap 7, so we'll be 10% of the way through the race once we get the green flag. Just kind of laying back a little bit, gonna tighten it up. No real reason to be right on top of the bumper or the 6. My guess is the 11 should be waved around the pace car once we get the 1 to go, but we'll see what happens there. Just really hoping to get, you know, I really would love a top 5. Obviously top 10 would still be probably good enough, but really hoping to get an incident-free race. Would love to get some redemption for almost having one at Nashville and then having the 6 dump us right at the end. So can we restart on the outside? This is basically going to be like the initial restart. The only difference is we have flipped the 4 and the 5 behind us. We now have the 5 behind us, whereas we had the 4 behind us on the initial start. So just going to try to do the best we can. Try to, again, look out the side to see when the 6 is going to go. Try to pull up a little bit. He's kind of starting and stopping. You know, I'm sure he's doing that to try to warm tires up a little bit, but makes it real tough to gauge an even pace and go at the time he does. Gets the jump.
Green flag, we're racing.
5's pretty far back. 2 actually got a good jump. 4 gets in front of us. Let's just try to defend against the 2 if we can, although on the outside it's going to be pretty tough. Able to clear the 2, so I'm okay with where we are right now. Let's see if we can actually get 1 green flag lap in. We are able to. 6 of the 4 are gone, but that's fine.
Your lap time was at
Just going to try to ease the car as much as I can right now. I feel like compared to the 4, at least I'm getting beat on the exits of the corners, which means that I'm probably coming in too hot and not able to get onto the throttle well enough, but also probably babying the throttle a lot more than these guys. I haven't quite learned how to be able to put it down. So
okay, Jake, we're matching race pace. The guy behind has just done a 22.
Just gonna try to run now. Hopefully we can start clicking off some laps. Try to get into that long green flag run that I'm looking for. Try to see if we can make up some time, but also save tires a little better than everybody. So if it goes green all the way or a long way, we can try to pick up some spots that way. 4's falling off from the 6 a little bit. We're catching the 4. 4 loses it off of turn 2. We're going to check up and just let him sort himself out first before we go. Got to be careful of that next time. 2's trying to look to our inside. Thought about looking to the inside of the 4. He washes up the track. Not sure if he was doing that to give us the lane or if he drove it in too hard. We're going to try to get by him on the inside. Make sure that we don't wash up the track. Got in the corner a little too hot. You can hear the tires slide a little bit too much. 6 has been able to pull away big time. He's 1.2 ahead of us, so we're going to see if we can chop into that at all.
22.82.
I know I wanted to stay in third for restarts, but it seems like we're going green a little bit now, so I don't want the 6 to get too far away from us. Would like to build myself a little bit of a gap, so that way I have some area, you know, gap that if I make a mistake, it's not going to cost us too many spots or cost us contact in a wreck. Feel like I got the car, the tires up to temp, up to pressure, that I feel a little more confident now in it in terms of, you know, not having too many issues on entry. Still got to be careful with driving it though. It's just the combination of the car itself that, you know, it's very easy to lose it off the corners, but and also trying to conserve tire wear as much as I can. Got a little too low there, clipped the apron, that kind of hurt us. Allowed the 6 to pull back away. Looked like we had picked up a 10th the last lap, so hopefully maintain that one this lap and not give it back up. Looks like we are maintaining that, so we'll see if we can keep slowly working on the 6. Pulling away quite a bit from the 4 behind, so that's giving me a little bit more comfortable that I can, you know, drive a little bit more aggressive if I want to go after the 6 and not worry about too many mistakes, but still going to take it pretty easy. We're still very early on in the run. Would like to save tires, make sure that I don't heat up both the right front or the right rear. I need both of those. I need the right front to be able to get through the corners, and I need the right rear to get off the corners, so just trying to do what we can. Glad to have started to get some laps in now and not have constant caution, so want to be able to get you guys a decent race, able to pick up another 10th there. So slowly working on trying to reel in the 6. Still feel like overall I might be turning the car a little bit too much. The corners heating up the right front a little bit, but trying to do the best job that I can to save tires. Definitely pulling away from the 4 behind. Looks like the 2 still trying to get by them, so the more they can battle side by side, the better it allows us to pull away. And if I can just maintain the gap with the 6 right now while saving tires, I'll be happy with that, because if we are able to go green for the rest of the race, I'm not sure how hard he's pushing it, but that might allow us to have a shot at reeling them back in and getting by him at the end of the race. Kind of trying to think about this like an ARCA race right now. That I don't want to be the absolute fastest on the track right now. I'd rather be a little bit off the pace, just holding, you know, keeping within striking distance, but saving tires, so that way if it does go green the rest of the way, I can take advantage of it. Get a little too hard on the throttle out of there, lost it off of 2, able to save it, cost us a little bit of time. We've got a big gap out behind, so no worries that way. Just want to make sure to avoid that so I don't heat up that right rear. You can see we lost 2/10 out of that mistake, but we can get that back. Came in a little too shallow into the corner there. Need to stay out a little bit more. It's going to cost us more time. The 6 is really able to get a good drive off. That was just my fault for entering too low into the corner. Lost another 10th there, so we're going to try to make sure I drive this line a little bit better. Try to keep as much momentum up through the corner as I can. The 6 happens to pull away, then they just outran us, which I expect a lot of people to typically, especially while I'm still trying to learn so many of these cars. You know, I'm able to like get them around the track, but not very fast, so kind of getting into our own little bubble now. He's the 6 has pulled away quite a bit more, 1.5. We've got just over 2 seconds back to the 2. Force falling back to 5th now, so I think he's finally starting to get eaten up by the guys that are a little bit faster. And we've got quite a bit back. I would expect the 2 to start catching us. I think he was actually faster than us. He was just getting held up by the 4, so have to watch out for that. That'll probably start closing down some. You can see it is the 2 and the 9 and 3rd and 4th, so, and the 5 is actually now gotten by the 4 for 5th, so 4 is really starting to fall off. Don't know if he's having problems, if he's just not that fast, or if he's trying to save tires. Kind of get into the wall there. Thankfully no incident points. Looks like it was just the right rear that we got into the wall, so hopefully it shouldn't have affected body work at all. Got some slower traffic you can see up front, and we'll be catching those eventually, but just trying to
It's now
make sure I don't
82
overdrive the car at all. Not make any mistakes 2.0 back or 2.1 back to the 2, so we'll keep an eye on that. I know we're losing time to the 6 out front, but I'm more worried about trying to keep second right now and that the 2's not going to come flying up on us. So focusing on that, trying to get back to driving clean. Now that we're kind of getting into a green flag run. Hopefully, as long as the slower cars are respectable and get out of the way, we should be able to keep this green unless there's some side-by-side battles that can cause problems. Seems like everybody's kind of gotten to the point where they've settled in and are able to get the cars cleanly around the track. So that's going to be the only way if we're going to see if we actually save tires compared to the 6. Trying to be as smooth on the throttle as I can, 1.8 out front, 1.9 back. So losing a little bit of time to the 2, but not anything too bad.
We've got a full course caution.
And we've got a caution out. Be just coming to halfway into this caution. My guess is we're probably going to want to pit for tires. I think you'd be a bit crazy to stay out, so
line up single file behind Cox. Pace car is out. Pits are closed.
See what the 6 wants to do there. It's kind of going to be monkey see, monkey do. If he goes in, I'm going to go, and I'm thinking it's a good idea to go in and use one of the sets of tires, though. Don't see any reason not to. Yep, 6 is looking to go in as well.
Watch your speed limit in
make
the
sure
pits.
not
Pit
to
lane
speed
speed
in
limit
the
is
pits.
40 miles per hour. The leader, Cox, is pitting.
I wouldn't be the most upset if we gave up one position and restarted in 3rd instead of 2nd, but see what happens.
Box in a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Look for our box.
Box now.
And again, we're going to get 4 tires, no fuel though, no damage, nothing there thankfully. Didn't get anything really out of tapping the wall coming out of 4 through the start-finish line. Looks like we come out 2nd, so gonna have another tough restart again in the outside row, but to try to do the best that we can. Tires were 93, 95, so was pushing a little bit harder than I wanted to, but for me, not the worst. Try to do the best that I can to save him this run and do a little bit of a better job, have a little bit more left. Not sure where the 6 was with that, but I'm going to try to do what I can. Got the 2 behind us, got the 5 behind us. If 5 hasn't picked up a ton of pace, we were faster than him on the restart last time. The 2 definitely looked to be a little bit quicker than us, and we just got the benefit of having the 4 holding them up. So again, might be okay if the 2 gets by us. Drops us down to 3rd if we expect another quick caution, but not sure if we're going to be able to go green the rest of the way. So I'm going to come across the line to start lap 31. We'll be halfway through, 30 down, 30 to go. And we'll be restarting on lap 32, so we'll have 29 to go once we get the green flag. I feel like if the 6 was not trying to save tires as well as us, then we might have the pace if it goes green the rest of the way to get back to them. Don't know how hard they were pushing it or what their tires were like. If they were able to drive a little bit faster and still save tires better than us, or if they were pushing pretty hard and wearing out the right front on it. So didn't really seem like the 6 was getting loose off the corners, but again, I don't know how hard he was pushing into the corners. So just gonna do what we can, kind of made our bed, try to make the most of it and see what happens. Six kind of waited on that one. Got the 2 to our inside. We're gonna take it easy. We've cleared the 2. Gonna stay a little bit higher just to make sure I don't lose it out of the corner. Watch for the 2, drive it in. We almost lose it. I drove it a little too hard, and we've got another caution. So hopefully this is not going to be a sign of how things are going to go.
It looks like
this back half of the race. I thought it was nice to finally get into a little bit of a longer run the first half, and now it seems like it's happening again. Feels like everybody gets together and you get these problems, especially on cold tires. It's tough to get off. I understand it. I mean, you saw me. I broke a little too late getting into 3, trying to stay ahead of the 2, and almost lost it. Was able to counter steer a little bit and get the car back under control while I was still slowing down. So I can understand how it happens. It's also frustrating when you want to get some laps in and actually get to race instead of just sitting here under caution laps the whole time. So hopefully I haven't lost too many of you guys. Hopefully this caution will be a little bit quicker. Don't see any reason why we're going to be coming to pit this time. Going to uncheck fuel. Again, if we happen to come, just try to burn as much of it off, lighten up the rear of the car. Don't know how much of a difference that honestly makes, but I haven't really felt like I've given up anything doing that, so we're going to stick to that. Again, bright side is this is keeping us inside the top 5, and at least we're at our starting position right now. Looks like the 3 will be the lucky dog. And this is also clicking off more laps that are incident free, so that's it's a nice thing for our safety rating as well. Trying to get it above the 3.0 so that way we can be in the position for getting to A license at the end of the season. We were only 0.1 away. We were at 2.9 coming into this race, so if I can try to keep it clean, hopefully we can get like 0.15, 0.2, something like that. And then also get that extra 0.4 for the bump and get ourselves really up to like 3.4, 3.5, something like that, and have a good basis to see if we run enough races the rest of this week and week 12, if we can actually try to fast track and get it before the end of the season. I'd love to try to get to A license and then just keep it there. But also, trying to figure out how to drive safely and competitively at the same time, so that way I can, finish up to the front and not just run clean. I want to be able to run clean and up front. I want to try to get respect of a lot of people. I want to try to, know how to run all the different lines, all the different entry points, exit points, battles side by side or 3 wide or whatever, and keep the car under control and not, have issues with everybody. So. Be restarting exact same order in terms of side by side with the 6, and then having the 2 to the inside, 5 behind us. So we will be getting the restart on lap 38, so we will have 23 to go when we get the green flag next time by. Hopefully we can just finish the race out that way. To see if the 6 is going to wait as long as he did this time for the restart, or if he's going to go earlier like he had on the initial green flag start and the other restarts. This last one he definitely waited quite a while to go, so don't know if he was trying to get me to jump, if he's just trying to throw me off, or what he was playing there. So I'm always going to get beat on the jump. Like I said, with single screens, it's just so hard to be able to look out the side and out front and get the jump at the same time. It's just, I guess, kind of one of the disadvantages to it, but budget-wise, that's all I can afford, and skill-wise, that's all I can justify right now. So tighten up, see when the 6 is going to go. He goes very early this time. Got the 2 to our inside, so we're just going to stay high, let him have the position going into 1. Just try to get down in front of the 5 if we can. We actually clear the 2 almost off of backstretch into 3. Now we're able to. So if we're able to clear them, I'm going to take it rather than have issues. Looks like we had problems with one of the cars behind getting sent down to the inside of the front stretch. Was able to keep it going in the right direction. So far we're still green. Gonna try to see if we can pull away from the 2. 6 has definitely had the pace on the short runs, and also had the benefit, that he can get the jump and everybody else is going to be stuck behind trying to battle. Got too much of a shallow entry again. Just going to try to run as clean as I can, see if we can start trying to pull away from the 2. Feel like we've got a good spot to at least hold down second. Got 20 to go this time by, so 2/3 of their way done.
Cox, 22.61. Your lap times are improving. This is good.
Got on the throttle a little too early there. Pushes us out. 2's going to get a run coming down the backstretch into 3. Looks like he drove it in a little too hard. Wash up a little bit. That allows us to pull away slightly, but still fairly close.
Fastest lap for Cox, 22.58.
You can see the leaders picking up the pace quite a bit, so not sure if he's trying to drive as hard as he can to get away, or if, you know, he was saving and now is his time to unleash, and he really was, you know, driving at like 80% or so before. So he's going to do the best that we can to try to hang him. Leader gets into the wall big time out of 4 on the front stretch. Had a big enough gap that it doesn't affect him at all. Unfortunately, we get a caution again. Not sure if the 11 was part of that. I'm thinking it's probably going to be best to... I would expect people to stay out since we haven't run that wrong since the start of the... Since the restart. I think it was only 5 laps or so. But I guess we're going to see what everybody's going to do. So far it looks like everybody's staying out, at least up front. So thinking it was probably best to stay out front and not come in. It's like the 25's in pit road. I thought I saw, what was the 17 that was up in front? Don't know if he was part of the caution. But 6 has got a little bit damaged. Not sure if that's going to affect him at all. He definitely, I think he might be driving it a little bit harder than he was the first half of the race, because he got himself way wide out of 4 and just drilled the wall with no pressure whatsoever. 15 should be a lap down. We end up getting by him. But yeah, the 6 just unforced error getting into the wall. We did the same thing. I think the 6 got into it a little bit harder than we did. So 17's going to come by on the outside to get his lap back. 1 lap at least. So I don't think he was the cause of the caution then, if he's lucky dog. Yeah, I don't know. 6 definitely was. He was driving harder, so you could tell by the lap times he picked up the pace. Obviously, you know, if those lap times are accurate, he's his fastest lap was about 400ths, just under half a tenth faster than us. And compared to what we were running, you know, he's probably a tenth or so faster. But I feel like if we had gone green, he might have been pushing a little too hard, and if we'd been able to keep ourselves within striking distance, then we could have tried to pull back up to him. With this last caution and how many laps it's going to leave us with, I don't know if that's going to be an issue or not. Got the 4 on pit road, so I don't know if he was part of the caution or not. I believe it was the 15 was the one that had the issue. Looking back at 15, had the issue coming out of the turn 4 shortly after the restart and got shoved down to the bottom. So check and see how many cars are on the lead lap. 4 is on the lead lap, just going to the back. So we've got 23 out of the 24 cars on the lead lap. 24 is 44 laps down, and the 25 who was the cause of the caution is 2 laps down right now. So I don't think the 25 and the 24 are going to be switching at all, considering there's only 15 to go. We're coming across the line with 14 to go. But 4, I guess, still has a shot to try to make up some spots. Not sure what his pace is going to be like. Don't know how damaged the car was. Hopefully you can see the Q bar drop a little bit. Hopefully that rights itself still in the range where we shouldn't have connection problems, but hopefully it works its way back up to 100 so we can have all laps count, not have any problems. Can see what the 6 is going to have pace-wise. Again, no change in position for the top 5, so we are going to have the 2 to our inside and the 5 on our directly behind us on the restart. We were definitely quicker than them. I was prepared to give the 2 the inside through 1 and 2, and he just didn't get off the corner very well, so we were able to get by him. So we're going to try to do the same thing. We're going to be restarting on 48, so we'll have 13 to go. And try to do the best we can, see if the 6 now has problems, if we can keep up with them.
Green flag, we're racing.
Jumps a little bit earlier, we're able to get a little better start this time, pull away from the 2 and the 5. Get into the car corner a little too hot there. Had to check up. We had the possibility of trying to get to the inside of the 6. He had a bit of a bad corner there. It looks like the 2's dropping back a little bit. 5's going to try to contend on the outside to get by him. Just not sure if he's got problems there. We're going to watch and see what the 6 does. If the 6 is off pace now, or if he's still just as quick as he was. I think we're still faster than the 5, so we should be able to get there. 5 gets into the outside wall coming off of 2 on the backstretch, so that gives us a little bit of a breathing room that way as well. And we've got another caution. This is just super frustrating because I just want to try to get into a run and see if we can actually get back to the 6 at all. This is, the damage the 6 has, this is definitely playing into his favor. Not sure if the 4 caused that again, or what happened. He's still on the lead lap, so
Pits are open.
and he could very easily go into the pits to try to get damage repaired. Just super frustrating. This is too many cautions. Wish you guys would be able to see another long run. Looks like at best we're gonna have a short run to the finish. We definitely have the pace to be able to at least finish second. Feel like we've been constantly getting away from the cars behind us on the restart. We're going to have the 5 and 9 behind us this time. 2 looks like he's going in the pits. Not sure if he's trying to play tire strategy. Did not look out the rear view this time to see if he was involved in anything and had any problems, but you know, feel like this late, it's with that many cars, if they all stay out, you're probably not going to be able to pick up that many spots. It's it can be a bit difficult at times to pass here under a short run, and you know, best that would be happening would be a restart with 7 to go, and it's probably going to be closer to 5 or 6 to go. So, not sure if there's going to be enough time to take advantage of the fresh tires. If everybody went in, then yeah, you're probably going to want to do it because you'd be a sitting duck if you didn't do it. But I got a feeling that that's probably going to not play into their hands if they didn't have any damage or anything else that they needed to come in for. So again, this is really the 6's race. Since they have control in the restart, we're going to have to hope that we can get a little bit of a better restart, and then hope that the 6 makes some sort of mistake again. You know, get into the wall on the front stretch like they did, or losing it off of 2. Something like that is going to be really our only shot, I think, to try to get by them. I don't think I'm going to be able to drive this fast enough to just flat out catch them off the restart. Typically speaking, it's been about a half a second gap. Once we complete the first lap on a restart that the 6 has been able to pull on us. I don't think I can outdrive them enough to make that up and then catch up to them. So, you know, it's more or less going to have to hope that the 6 does something stupid again, that we're able to get away from the 5 and the 9 behind us, and the 6 does something stupid when we try to capitalize that way. So, going to be restarting on 55, 60, so we'll have 6 to go when we get the green flag. I think we should hopefully be able to get away from the 5. I know they restarted on the inside at the start of the race, and we were able to get away from them. So hopefully, we haven't put too many laps on the tires. Hopefully our tires are in the same shape as the 5, or if not a little bit better, and hopefully we can try to work our way by, or at least pull away from them on the start, time it as well as we can, and then not have to worry out that way, and then try to just focus on the 6 and see if we can do anything to get by him, try to get the win. I would like to defend second at all costs, at least finish second. Yeah, I've been running up here the whole time. I feel like that's pace-wise where we are. I think we'll be our second fastest car on the track, so would just like to try to do the best that I can to at least finish here, and still try to get, you know, a decent iRating day out of it, as well as safety rating, since again we've been able to go 54 laps without any incident points. So gonna get ready for the restart. 6 is still speeding up, slowing down, so we're just laying back for a little bit, and then we'll pull up alongside through the middle of 3 and 4. Gonna try to time this as best as we can. 6 gets a decent start. We are able to get a little bit better start, not too far off from the 6 right now, able to pull away from the 9 and the 5. Still got into the corner a little too fast. You can see me having to chop at the brake to try to keep the car from sliding out from me. Allows the 6 to pull away. That was a driving mistake on my part that the 6 needed to have. I've come across the line to get 5 to go this time. We'll see what the 6 is going to do. See if we're able to finish the rest of this race out without any cautions. Caution now will basically put us under green, white, checker. I would prefer just to finish it, and speak of the devil, there's the caution. This is super frustrating. Would just like to have finished the race under green. Would have just liked to finish it under green. I don't think it's going to get started. I think we will be green, white, checker, so if that's the case, that should be our only attempt. So this should likely be the last caution. 9 and 5 switch spots off the restarts, while 9 were inside 5 behind us. I still feel like either one of them we were faster, so again, you know, barring any issues on us driving it, which I need to make sure to not drive it quite so hard into turn 1 on the initial start, I think we should be able to at least bring it home second. We got a pretty good start in that we were only coming across the line about 2/10 behind the 6 going into 1, and then we just flat out drove it in I drove it in way too hot, and that caused me to have to, you know, continue to jump on the brake and try to save the car so I didn't lose it, and that allowed the 6 to really gap us going down the backstretch. And then I drove it even a little too hot, not quite as bad going into 3, but still did it in 3 as well, and that allowed the 6 to pull away further. So it's gonna try to clean that up if I want any shot at this. Should be getting the announcement for green, white, checker probably next time by. Another Xfinity race where we're gonna go extra laps, which again I guess is good for the safety rating, but super frustrating that we can't finish one of these in a normal amount of time. 4 is gonna get by. 4's got 0 front end, so I guess should be getting 1 lap back. And there's the official green, white, checker announcement. So this will be the last caution no matter what. We get another caution before we get the checker, and it's gonna be race over. So hopefully everybody can keep it clean enough that we can try to get this finished. I don't see any reason why I should go all the way out crazy on the first lap and hoping for a caution to try to clear the 6. I just think I need to drive as clean as possible, try to not overdrive it into the corner, so that way we can set it up for a better exit and see if we can try to get by them. I'm hoping maybe if we can do that, we can try to cross over, get to the inside, have the 6 drive it hard again, and lose it off the corner. We can try to clear them that way, see if we can get it, but it's definitely 6's race to lose for sure, rather than our race to win. Looks like the connection issues so far, cross fingers, have gotten better, so hopefully that stays that way. Got the 2 to green this time. Don't know what to expect out of the 9 on the inside. Have not seen them this far up, so not really sure what to expect out of them, if they're going to get a better restart. On the inside, seemed like the 5 did not get a very good restart on the last lap, or last restart, so hoping that we can get a decent one and that the 9 doesn't get too good of one, because it's very possible that if the 9 and the 6, you know, get a restart right together, that no matter how good we do, we can easily be freight trained going into 1 and 2. And then with this being the last caution, if we get freight trained, there's very little shot we can try to get back to second, which, you know, I'll take a 3rd or a 4th. It's still decent, but we're so close to being able to finish second right now. I'd like to at least close it off and bring it home in second. Again, I know this is a lower split. This is probably 3rd split would be my guess, but just want to try to get, you know, a podium finish if I can. I haven't had one of these in quite a while, so just want to try to get a good finish and finally start seeing some sort of results and progress. 6 is staying all the way up on the pace car, so we're going to try to pull up a little bit, run even with them, pull close to it. Did not get to time that very well. Still able to clear the 9 going into 1 at least. Gonna make sure that I slow down appropriately this time so that I don't lose it. Didn't time the restart as well, so the 6 was able to pull away that way, but we were at least able to hold on to second. Gonna get the white flag this time by. Hopefully we'll be able to get to the checker and try to stay in front of the 9. If we hit a caution at any point, it will be the end of it. 9 drives it in a bit hard, kind of washes up a little bit. It's pretty respectful to stay off of us. Got into the corner a little too hot, slid it up, have absolutely nothing for the 6. He just did a great job holding on to it the whole way. Slides it off the corner, and we bring it home in second.
Great
so
drive. That's a podium.
Glad to have finally gotten a podium out of it. Nice to get a decent finish. Hate that you guys couldn't see more green flag laps. It was a nice early run, and then the back half of the race was just not very good. So, nice to also have finally gotten out of one of these with a Xerox. Take a look and see the tires are probably not going to be very worn, 96, 97, so definitely still wearing it out. But towards the end was kind of trying to push as hard as I could without, overdriving it, just trying to see if we could get to the 6. So wasn't quite as worried about the percentages overall. Let's go check a look at the results and see how we did that way. Glad we at least got the white in the checker and were able to finish it without any cautions. That would have been very unfortunate to have it happen. So. Second split, pretty weak, just under 1600, so really weak overall, especially when I'm, top split. So, 6 picked up the pace a little bit. We were about half a tenth off, but by far the second fastest car on the track. 4 was actually the same pace as us, but had those issues early on. So the 2 was also pretty quick, but also had the issues with the wreck. Must have been in the back. I did not see what that happened. They started 5th, so didn't see that one though, but nice to finally get a decent run. You can see we gained 73 iRating, so back over the 2000 mark, and able to gain 0.31 with just the incident points. Got that 0.4 bump, so that gets us up to 3.61. Working our way up to that 4.0. Hopefully a couple more clean races, we should be able to get there, but if nothing else, I can have a bad race or two and not feel like I'm going to be hurting too bad. At least a bad race should still keep us above 3.0 and get us the A license at the end of the season. So feel free to leave any comments. Let me know driving tips. Obviously, I'm sure pace for the fastest guys in the top split were probably another 2 or 3 tenths at least, if not 4 tenths. Let me know what you guys are doing differently. If you got any different driving techniques, how to be able to push the car in a little bit more if you're backing the braking point up even more and really trying to set a bit of an early apex and pull it off the corner. Just let me know what you guys are doing differently if you are. Love to learn from you guys. Love to hear from you guys. Nothing else, just leave a comment. Sorry for all the cautions, but glad for anybody that's made it this far. So remember to like and subscribe. Stay tuned for more races. And until the next one, hopefully all your laps are fast, your races are good, and your finishes are clean. Thanks for watching.